No one in the hangar expected the day to stop cold at the sight of a single patch. Not the engineers, not the pilots, and especially not Chief Warrant Officer Cole Rayner, the man who had flown into war and back without ever hesitating once. But when he walked in and saw the new technician cleaning the Apache's machine gun, her hands steady, her stance calm, everything inside him froze, because stitched onto her sleeve was a symbol he hadn't seen in years. A symbol he once believed had died with someone he could never forget. And with that instant, nothing, not the helicopter behind them, not the noise of the hangar, not even the years he spent burying his memories, mattered anymore. Only the patch. Only her. And the truth she didn't know she carried. The hangar smelled of jet fuel, metal, and the quiet hum of a new morning shift. Sergeant Lena Ward had been assigned to this base only 3 days earlier, and already she felt the weight of proving herself. The Apache helicopter in front of her wasn't just a machine. It was her future, her test, her purpose. She worked in silence, focused and disciplined, wiping down the mounted machine gun like she'd done 100 times in training. She didn't notice the footsteps behind her. She didn't see the pilot pausing mid-stride. She didn't hear the wrench drop from his hand. But the man behind her, Cole Rayner, saw everything. He saw the patch on her right shoulder, a golden winter insignia, the same custom emblem his best friend, Captain Aaron Ward, had designed years ago. The same patch Aaron wore the night he and Cole flew their last mission together. The patch that went down with Aaron's aircraft. Cole's breath caught in his throat. It wasn't possible. Lena continued working, unaware of the storm behind her. She tightened a panel, then paused, sensing something. Slow footsteps approached. She turned and saw a pilot in a green flight suit staring at her with shock so strong it looked like fear. "Where did you get that patch?" Cole asked, his voice rougher than he intended. Lena blinked, confused. "Sir, that patch," Cole repeated, pointing. "Who gave it to you?" Her hand instinctively touched it. The emblem she'd sewn onto her uniform herself, the one she kept hidden most of her life. "It was my father's," she said quietly. "He died in service." Cole's world tilted. "Aaron Ward was your father." Her eyes widened. "You knew him." Cole didn't answer at first. His knees felt unsteady. His chest felt tight. Memories he had locked away, laughing in the cockpit. Aaron's pep talks before missions, the sound of rotor blades cutting through darkness, all came rushing back. "I didn't just know him," Cole finally said. "I was there the night he couldn't finish." Lena swallowed, the truth beginning to sink in. "You were the last person to see him," she whispered. The hangar fell silent, even though nothing around them had stopped moving. Mechanics worked, engines whirred, but for the two of them, time had narrowed into a tunnel of memory and disbelief. For the first time since her father's death, Lena felt the presence of someone who knew the real man behind the uniform. His laughter, his bravery, his fears, his heart. And for the first time since losing Aaron, Cole realized that grief wasn't the end of the road. Not when there was unfinished truth. Not when his best friend's daughter stood right in front of him, and not when he still owed her answers. The next few days shifted something in the air. Cole found excuses to pass by the maintenance area, and Lena found herself asking questions she had held in for years. But grief has a way of sneaking up on you when you least expect it, and the truth rarely arrives gently. One afternoon, after hours of hesitation, Lena finally asked, "Why did the report say he died alone?" Cole stopped what he was doing. His shoulders tightened, because that wasn't the truth. It never was. Cole sat down on a crate, motioned for her to sit beside him, and for the first time in years, he told the story he never shared, not even with command. He told her about the night mission, the storm, the malfunction, the last words Aaron said, while the cockpit filled with smoke. "Get out of here, Cole. My daughter needs someone left to keep an eye on her." Lena's breath trembled. She'd never heard those words before. Never imagined that in his final moments, her father wasn't thinking of the mission, but of her. Tears welled in her eyes, but she refused to let them fall. Cole continued, voice low and heavy. "I tried to save him. I tried everything. But he was already trapped. The explosion." He paused, swallowing hard. "It forced my hand. I had to eject. I never forgave myself." Lena stared at him, her emotions a mix of pain and unexpected gratitude. "You stayed with him," she whispered. "You didn't leave him alone." "No," Cole said, eyes glistening. Never. And in that moment, something in Lena shifted. The years of silent mourning, the unanswered questions, the loneliness of growing up without a father. All of it softened. She had spent her entire life wondering whether her father suffered, whether he had been abandoned, whether he had died with regret. Now she knew he hadn't. He had died with love, with loyalty, with a friend at his side. Over the next weeks, Cole quietly became the mentor Lena never had. He guided her through helicopter systems, emergency procedures, field discipline. All the things Aaron would have taught his daughter if life had allowed it. And Lena, with her steady hands and fierce determination, reminded Cole why he had become a pilot in the first place. They healed each other without ever saying the word, healing. But the real test came the day Lena was assigned to her first live flight support mission. Nervous, she stared at the Apache she had spent weeks learning to respect. Cole stepped beside her. "You're ready," he said. She exhaled. "What if I'm not?" He smiled, the same way Aaron once smiled at him. "Then I'll be right there. Just like your father was for me." The rotors began spinning. The ground vibrated. The noise grew until it drowned every fear, every doubt, every ghost of the past. Lena touched the patch on her arm, her father's patch, and whispered, "Dead, I hope you're watching." And as the helicopter lifted off, Cole looked up, feeling something he hadn't felt in years: peace. Not because the pain was gone, but because the purpose remained. Sometimes the past doesn't return to haunt us. It returns to heal us. Sometimes the answers we search for arrive in the last place we expect, and sometimes the people we lose find ways to guide us long after they're gone. Lena thought she joined the military to build a career. But the truth was deeper. She came to finish a story that began before she was born, and Cole, the man frozen by a patch, learned that honoring someone's memory isn't about carrying their pain. It's about carrying their light.